Everyone. So today we're going to be talking about the North American Free Trade Agreement in respect to agriculture in the U.S. and in Mexico. The North American Free Trade Agreement, which is also known as NAFTA, is really been impactful, particularly here in South Florida in the agricultural industry. So what is NAFTA, right? So in January of 1994, Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. all joined together in the North American Free Trade Agreement, which really promised mutual benefits to each participant's economy and citizenry. But is that really truly the case with NAFTA? So, what we're going to have to talk about today is what is actually going on with NAFTA, right? So, we're going to be talking about Mexican practices, what's going on over there. We're going to be talking about South Florida's agricultural industry. We're also going to talk about what is in store in the future and, what we can do to try to rectify the situation and the damage that's already been done. So the things that we're going to have to talk about specifically in relation to Mexican practices is, the flow of illegal drugs and the effect on our people, as well as, food security and safety and the human rights violations and issues that come with, purchasing food and other consumer goods from Mexican producers. A lot of these issues come, as you see in the photo, through illegal drug trafficking. According to NBC News, only 2% of all imported food is inspected. So the inability to adequately inspect all shipments really opens the floodgates for illegal drug trafficking. Beyond just the flow of illegal drugs, the lack of thorough inspections also has a potential to lead to a rise in pest and disease. As you see here, this is the ambrosia beetle responsible for laurel wilt, which is currently killing off all Florida native species of avocado trees. Cases of foodborne illness are also spiking due to the inability to inspect all the shipments. There's also a lot of issues with workers' rights. Mexican farm workers are reportedly being paid a whopping $8 a day, while farm workers in the U.S. are paid an average of $8.25 an hour and are also provided with specialized training, usually provided by land-grant universities such as the University of Florida. So now we're going to go ahead and switch gears and talk about South Florida's ag industry. And, no frills about it. The South Florida ag industry is in serious trouble. And, once it collapses, this really has the potential to endanger the food security of the country and the vitality of one of the largest industries in Miami-Dade County. Because of NAFTA, specialty crops such as tomatoes, winter squash, eggplants, strawberries, green beans, and a whole bunch more aren't protected by any provisions within the agreement against strategic market flooding at the hands of Mexican producers. Currently, less regulated produce from Mexico is consistently dumped into the market at rock bottom prices, leaving the farmers in over their heads. So this is actually Robert Moling, the owner of Robert is Here Fruit Stand and Farm, and he is the best example of diversity available for crop production in South Florida. Due to the tropical climate, South Florida has the opportunity to grow a wide variety of different fruits and vegetables not found anywhere else in the continental U.S. So this is an example of farm worker housing. Here in the U.S., the USDA provides farm worker housing to eligible farm workers at far lower prices than market standard in order to help farm workers live in clean, dignified, and well-kept areas. In conjunction with minimum wage laws that we have in this country, farm workers have far better lives here than they do in their home country. So let's move on and talk about what the future holds for agriculture in the United States. If we were to look into this crystal ball, if we all had clairvoyance, what do we see as the future for agriculture in the U.S. and in South Dade specifically? So the first thing that we're actually going to see in the future is a skyrocketing of prices on winter vegetables and all of those specialty crops that I mentioned earlier, tomatoes, eggplants, strawberries, green beans, etc. Those are all going to skyrocket because once the pricing bottoms out on those crops and all of our local farmers are forced to give those up, we won't have any secure, steady food supply. So the other thing that we're going to see, going kind of back to the bottoming out of the prices, is millions of farm workers will be out of work, as will those who employ them, and the economy is seriously going to suffer not only in South Dade, but all across the country. Also, on those picturesque drives to the country, you're going to be seeing a lot of dead land because, once the industry collapses, that is the second largest industry in Miami-Dade County, and once that's gone, nothing is going to be there to replace it except maybe housing. However, those picturesque vistas are going to be gone and the economy will be hurt. So now the next question is, what can we do to help, right? So, what can we do to be sure that the food security of the United States and that the South Florida agricultural industry and all ag industries in the United States are safe for years to come? As consumers, we have a variety of ways to make our voices heard. The first of which is making sure that we buy local. Keep your eyes peeled when you're at the grocery store for, particular signage that allows you to indicate what has come from Florida, what has come from the United States specifically. Farmers markets are also a really great way to even meet your farmer who has grown and propagated your crops. The other way to help out is to tell your friends. Friends don't let friends stay ignorant, right? We need to make sure that the word is spread and that everyone is aware of how crucial it is that the agricultural industry stays intact in the United States. The other way that we can all help out is by simply contacting your congressman or congresswoman and asking them what are they doing about this issue. This is a serious issue that affects the food security of this country and that affects the economy of this country, and it's a serious, serious issue that we all need to pay attention to. So what are they doing to help? So the next time you guys see an ad about the romaine lettuce recall or one of those kitschy avocados from Mexico ads, remember what is at stake with the security of our food industry and what is our new normal in the face of NAFTA. If you have any further questions on NAFTA and its effects on the U.S. ag industry, be sure to ask your local county farm bureau or your extension office. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.